One got hurt, but the workers next to smelter the blue got blown across the room and smashed into the wall. Christ. Destroy the tile left and build it after. Oh, are you talking about the granulator? Jesus. They got water in the molten metal pot somehow. Fuck. Yeah, steam explosion or some shit. Christ. That sounds pretty horrible. Am I missing a suit from down here, by the way? Have I got an extra suit somewhere? Some bastard robbed one of my suits. Or is somebody actually down here? Some bastard has stolen a suit, and I want it back. Right, we'll put some more suits in down here as well, so let's do that now. What do we want? Stations. We'll put for you and a checkpoint. Oh, and we should do the better gas piping as well whilst we're at it, shouldn't we? That we did from that forum thread. That I've just done wrong straight away. Ooh. This would probably be a smart thing to do. Or something like this, won't it? So that goes into there, that goes into there, and then you go into there. And we'll do the same thing here. Where is my oxygen pipe for down here? Do I want to bridge that over to here? I think I do. That's right, isn't it? So it has to make like a fork, doesn't it? So it's four outputs. So that'll spread evenly to every single one. That makes sense. And then we'll just continue this down. We'll do something like this. Sorry guys, I'm in a bit of a... I need to get some jobs in place for my dupes mode. Let's do that. That should be fine. So that'll be that. We need some power down here as well. Oh. We have a circuit right here. How handy. You can get rid of that. Get rid of all of you. So, I need to drop this liquid down to somewhere. Maybe here. Got a shitload of liquid up here that needs to drop somewhere. Yeah, I think down here. So, let's do a little priority 6 up here. Oh. So I'll catch up and chat in a second, guys. I'm just let me get all this set up. Give them a shitload of jobs to be getting on with. Yeah, I'll seal this up at some point. I might as well do that now. We'll seal you priority 1. And then we'll drop all the liquid down the other side. That should be okay. Drop it down here or something. We'll get rid of you. Actually, I don't think we have any access here anymore, do we? Bollocks. I'm going to need a ladder up this side. Yeah, it's fine. They can dig their way up from the bottom. Right, what have I missed? Fenrir, good evening. Nabend and greetings. Is that Nabend like Nobend? Or what? Good evening, Fenrir. How are you? Is it worth trying to get a steam turbine? Hamster, if you've got nothing to do and you want to learn something about the game, build a steam turbine. Don't tell anybody. Don't let anybody tell you it's not worth it. Sloth might be dead. Are you building? Yeah, you're building. Get out of there. I'm assuming they're coming down the bottom of the base down here, so there's no suits or anything, so I need to be a little bit careful. Who's suffocating right now? You're fine. Okay, let's slap a little pump here. Let's make sure this gets done as a 7 as well. You haven't found all your guys yet, right? Set up a bunch more exploratory digs at low priority. I think we have found them all now, nerd, because we found the natural gas one in the last stream. So I think we have actually found them all, bud. Right, did I make any more spare suits? Excuse me, did I make any more spare suits, or did I completely not make any more spare suits? Bastard. Right, let's get this down, and then we'll go and get... Hopefully we've dug up a bit more metal as well by this point. And we can start getting some more refined metal made. Shitloads of iron now, so let's get some of that going. How are we doing temperature? Ooh. Getting a wee bit warm. Let's pour a little bit more over this. I'm surprised these are warming up so much, honestly. What did I make these out of? Gold. Oh, let's rebuild these. Let's disable you. We'll make these out of something else. Should piss through this petroleum, that'll be fine. Just clear the pipe. What's the point of doing the gas pipe like that? Gas pipe like that. Oh, on these Atmo suits. Basically, it was a thread that Camo put on the forums. That Kasua put on the forums. It's about forking bridges into multiple outputs. So we've got 4 suits here, 4 docks that are all an input, right? If we just ran a pipe into here, our packets would be split, and it would divide your amount of flow by 4. Right, you get a slower throughput of gas. If you're doing it like this, it doesn't slow down your gas at all. We're basically bridging into a pipe that has 1, 2, 3, 4 equal outputs, and that makes your bridge just constantly spit. It's probably easy to show you when these come online. It just works a lot better. We tinkered with it in the last stream. It generally works very, very good. Doing the gas like that gives you 4-way flow without the speed getting cut in half. Yeah, it's nice. Yes. Russia has GLONASS, China has Beidou, Europe has Galileo, of course. India has Navic. Japan is going to start building its own GPS system late this year called Quasi-Zenith. They're all such cool names. So close. Just dropping 70-degree water into -5-degree water. Excuse me. I was thinking that we'd established a global system managed by an independent organisation by now. Yeah, the problem is people want to make money out of this, so people don't like sharing stuff when money's involved. It's generally how it goes. So yeah, we should see this happen in a second, buddy. Let me just get some Atmo suits queued up. We'll need 4 more suits. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get them done now. Just had a little bit of ice melt here, which is fine. Nerd is stuck and gonna suffocate. Fucking sand, honestly. It's the worst. This is snow now. Nerd, run! 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 Excellent work. Take your helmet off, have a good breathe, and go put your suit back. Christ. Okay. So, we should be making a bit more wire now, so I don't mind running some cabling for these. So let's see, that's... So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shit, we're using tungsten. How long have we been using tungsten? Fuck! Yeah, we'll get some of them on this wire, the top ones, then we'll spread the last couple on this wire, I think. That'll be fine. Domain, why? What happened here? What did you do? Don't want you sleeping here with this houseplant. This is no good! Right, go. Okay. Alright, let's get these destroyed. Yeah, let's rip these out because they're made of gold. We can make them out of something a bit more temperature sensitive. Should be good. Hold on. What was money screwed up? Now that's good evening, buddy. How are you? So all you have to do is make that lower ladder a bit taller, and they'll be able to climb over any snow that falls. What? Oh, you mean up at the top here? Yeah, I don't want to. I know what you mean. If I made that like up to here, an overlapping ladder. Nah, I don't want to. We're at the top now anyway. I was mostly just looking for Weezeworts, but we only found one more, I think. Got a bit of Wolframite. Oh, we have got a geyser. We've got one more geyser up here. Holy shit. Let's go and have a look what this is. I did not realise we had any more geysers to find. I thought we'd found them all. Let's go and have a nosy at you. We'll just dig one tile to begin with, so I'll definitely take my eyes off that. And then we will also dig out some of you. Drop that weasel down. Dig out you. Nice. There you go, nerd. You asked. I did it by accident. I thought we'd found all our geysers now, but we've got one more. I'm intrigued as to what it is. Got a couple of cracked tiles here. Let's get them dug out. Got 2 more warts down here. Nice. Oh, we've got a cracked tile down here as well. I like to dig out the cracked tiles, see what they are. Because knowing my luck, they're always going to be something that I realistically want. Hello again, not going to watch, but keeping those current viewers up till I get caught up. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. By the way, Life, the last batch of vids in the playlist is a bit jumbled up. Titles on videos, when I open them, are okay, but on the playlist, not. Oh, let me have a look. They shouldn't have done, because I scheduled them all at the same time for different times throughout the day, but I'll have a look in a minute, mate. Thank you for that, buddy. Let's have a quick nosy. There's Thrange. What else have I missed whilst they're doing some digging? Comes into stream, someone is suffocating already. Great start. Donut, good evening, buddy. How are you, mate? Colonel TV, welcome, bud. How are you? Do you have a guide on what material to use? Not really, Cosmic. It's a bit of an open-ended thing, really. It depends what you're trying to do. Your face is looking very amber. Probably this light is too much in my face. Is that a bit better? Listen, Ghostgirl, stop trying to get us to call life smexy. It's not going to happen. Damn it! Well, you feel vindicated. What do you mean? Is it time for that Guess the Geyser game? We can do that if you want. We can do a little straw poll on it. I found 10 geysers max in my world. Not sure if there's a fixed number for each seed. If there is a fixed number, tolls low, but there is a random variable, which is the oil biome, apparently. So you get your fixed amount of geysers. This is how it works, guys. You get your fixed amount of geysers that will be either 2 cool steam vents, 1 natural gas and 1 chlorine, or two cool steam vents, a chlorine, and a natural gas. Okay? Is that the same thing? You either get 2 natural gas or a chlorine and natural gas. So there's 4, right? And then the random ones that you can get is 2 per each type of biome. So that's slime, ice, and caustic, right? And then the random ones are in oil biomes. You can get additional ones that are in your oil biome that don't count towards the numbers. That's how it works. So Blue Lance pointed this out to me, and since he's mentioned it to me, I've done about 5 more colonies and debug, and yeah, it's right. So found 8 in max, 20 tries, just having everything revealed via debug. There's always 10 minimum. And then you can get some extra ones in oil. That's basically how it works. Feeling a minor volcano. Oh, you got 4 natural gas guys. You can get more. Like I've got 2 in this one, I think. But 1 is a spawned one. So this one here, this natural gas geyser, is an actual spawned one, whereas the other one that I've got way up here somewhere is a proper one. This is one of the starting ones. I've got this starting one, so in my world, in my 4 basic geysers that I get, I've got a natural gas geyser, I've got a chlorine geyser somewhere, chlorine geyser, and then I've got 2 cool steam vents. One is here, and the other one is here. They're my 4 starting ones, and then the random extra ones I've got so far, I think we've got a carbon dioxide one down here. We've got, I think we've got a hydrogen one up here somewhere, haven't we? And what's this one? We've got a polluted oxygen vent up here. Where else have we got, guys? I keep getting this game mixed up with my own one. We've got a natural gas here, so that's 3. What else have we got, guys, as I've forgotten? Where else have we got them? Does anybody remember? I have forgotten. Oh shit, we've got one up here somewhere. I remember that. Down here. So there's a hydrogen vent. That's 4. Have we got another one anywhere? I could have sworn we found them all, but again, maybe I'm mixing it up with my single player. Got another one up here as well. I've not got a metal one yet, which is really bumming me out. I'm starting to think that what was his name? Dot on YouTube wasn't actually trolling me, and I don't. An infected, polluted O2 guys are like on your base of the night. I have just one single cool steam in my game and no other water guys. It's definitely not Humbert. You'll definitely have more, mate. Super happy you remembered. I do listen, Blue. I do listen. And I didn't just listen, I proved it then in debug afterwards. Like, did my own little testings. Right, we can see a little bit of this. What are we reckoning? I reckon that's pink. I reckon that's hydrogen. Just an FYI, there's a naming convention for the geysers. When it says geyser, it relates cold material. When it says vent, it releases hot material. Cold as in less than 100 degrees, do you mean? Because, like, the natural gas geysers are 150. I'm pretty sure natural gas comes out at 150 degrees. Yeah. So what's cool? I don't understand. You do not get a guaranteed metal or volcano. Yeah, I know that. I know, buddy. In your latest post, Cooling Blossom 1, there is drip cooling. And what is it? There's... Right, okay. I'll tell you what I'll do. This is probably the easiest way of doing this. I should have actually replied to that guy earlier. One sec. Oh, there's lots of replies now. Pictures. Right. Yeah, I did a video earlier, guys. I mentioned it earlier. I'm not going to go on about this too much, but I did a video earlier, and the thread is on the Clay forums, and I put a load of pictures on here. So, what's basically happening? Which is the best picture to show you? And I think maybe this one. Okay, so this is a little build that I've come up with for cooling water for bristle blossoms. Now, there is a running bone of contention at the minute, and it's something I've spoken to you all about on the stream quite a few times, about drip cooling. Drip cooling is honestly one of the worst fucking names for this exploit in the world, and it confuses a lot of people. We talk about this all the time, and I will do this as like one explanation, then maybe we can clip it and I can just send people to the clip in future. Drip cooling is not drip cooling. Drip cooling implies that you are dropping liquid from a height into a pool of liquid and it just cools it magically. That's not what happens. The drip cooling exploit happens because of surface water, surface tension water. So if I drip water onto a surface and then that water trickles off the surface and falls into a pool of water that's adjoining it, so there's a surface tension there, then it will cool the water, like an aggressive cooling of heat. Heat rises aggressively, cold falls aggressively. That's how this works. Now, the reason that people are saying that there is a drip cooling exploit in this is because of the way that the liquid is pumped out of this build. So what we basically have on this build that I've come up with is, if I show you the liquid overlay, we've got a pump down here. In fact, should I just load up the save or should we not? We'll use these pictures. You should be able to see it from these pictures, I think. We have a liquid pump down here that pumps water into an aqua tuner, right? This water comes either through the aqua tuner and into this pipe, or bypasses the aqua tuner and into this pipe, which is circulating into a little vent at the top, right? That has to be above water, otherwise the vent won't emit water. It's that simple. It could have been up here, it doesn't matter. It's spitting out the liquid to the only place I can in the room, right? It just so happens it's at water level because that's how this build works. I've got a door over here that allows my water to flow through to the next room, okay? So that's that point. But to counteract that, my hot water feed comes in a vent at the exact same level, on the exact same water level in the same room to this vent here, which you might be able to see better in a different picture actually. Yeah, so here you go. On this picture you can see what's happening. There's the vent where our cool water gets dropped out. There's the vent where our hot water gets dropped out. There's our pump. It's picking both of these feeds of liquid up and circulating it through the actual build, right? Now, at the moment, there is just a problem with liquids and temperature, how it flows through the game, right? Heat rises so aggressively and water cools and falls so aggressively that you get a net gain when it comes to cooling liquids. If you drip a cooler liquid over the top of a warmer liquid, it will cool so aggressively that you get a net gain. You can't avoid it. You just can't. It is too difficult to build around unless you resort to exclusively gas cooling for your aqua tuner, which is basically the most wasteful thing there is in the game. So that's how this build works. We basically pump water through here. The water gets averaged out between hot and cold, and then it drips over this doorway here when I want it to, and then it's picked up by another pump down here. The video on YouTube explains it far better than I'm explaining it now because you get to see it happening live. But yeah, it is technically surface water exploit. I would argue that every water in the game at the minute is surface water exploit. It's really doing my fucking head in that people haven't got their head around this yet. And it's made worse by the fucking name, drip cooling. It's fuck all to do with drip cooling. It's really, really confusing. So I hope that explains it. I hope that makes sense for you, buddy. Is it me or does Life now have a collar? His head is getting severed. What? Looks like you have a sparkly necklace. My t-shirt's slightly grey and green, so it might be getting green screened out. Yeah, sorry about that. Right. So yeah, it's very difficult to avoid surface cooling, and I've said this to Saturnus many times, and Saturnus has said the same thing himself on the forums, and we've discussed it before. The Borg cube that Saturnus came up with, I've always had a problem with it because it's an extreme version of surface tension cooling, right? It's purely what that build is for. That's not what my build is for. My build is for averaging liquid temperature to give an average pool of liquid that is at a usable temperature that is governed by the blending of hot and cold liquids. It's not just here's minus 50-degree petroleum, now everything in your base is cold. That's extreme to me, whereas what I've come up with is a balanced build that's actually trying to avoid the exploit as best it can. So for that arsehole that posted on the forums, there's my explanation. So yeah, it's I basically did my best to avoid exploits because I try not to advocate them to people, because when they get removed from the game, the people that use them are fucked. But until we've got a better solution, it just is what it is for now. That is what it is. So I hope that does explain. Shit, I'm using tungsten again. Right. Yeah, I've given Saturnus a lot of grief about the fucking Borg cube. I always give him a go about it. It's one of the worst things he ever did for the community, because it just has basically created a maelstrom of confusion. Nalash, that is not what I said. That is not true. I called him a fucking asshole. Shit. Right, what have we found? We're still unreachable dig. Why is that unreachable? What's happened? Oh, because the tile in front of it. There we go. Right, my little rant is over. I've got that out of my system. If anybody else wants to know anything more about fucking drip cooling, ask another streamer. I've had enough of it. Why am I so orange tonight? What the fuck? I look especially ginger tonight. What the fuck? Is my bulb going? What the hell? Is that better? Do I look less like a fucking Satsuma now? You correct my quote then. Or I'll just remove your privileges. That works too.